It's time to make chocolate pudding. He begins with 2 ripe avocados, peels one, and it's overly ripe. So instead of guacamole, he decides to make pudding. He removes slices from it until he gets down to the pit, which he conveniently drops in the cup. He moves on to the second avocado. This one is not quite as ripe. It is perfect. He adds cocoa powder, because that is the basis of chocolate pudding, 2 to 3 tablespoons of erythitrol, and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, which conveniently sticks to the spoon. He then adds fake maple syrup, and of course some bourbon. And the important instant espresso. And then he cleans, because if you don't, that's how you get ants. He brings in the blender, but well, he has to plug it in, because without power, there is no blend. As you can see, it is a little coarse, so he retrieves a spatula in order to combine. Taste test successful. Back into the blender. At this point, the mixture is a little bit more smooth, but there are still pieces. He mixes and brings back to a blend. He shakes it up in order to get it down to the blade, and blends yet again. The big reveal, and it is smoking. That's not supposed to happen. Oh man. A quick taste test, and it's still good. He sets his blender aside and fetches some saran wrap, or plastic wrap, or cling wrap, or the bane of his existence. This goes into the fridge for at least 2 hours. Once time is up, he brings it back out. He fetches a bowl because he has an idea that he might be able to make truffles from it. In order to make truffles, he dons a pair of gloves, because no one likes brown stuff on their hands. And that looks like dog poop. He attempts to roll it into a ball, but it's a bit soft. Now it looks like chocolate-covered dog poop. This is not quite working out.
This is not working. I think those avocados are a little too ripe. Oh, yeah.
Another taste test. An idea. And it's time for pudding. He removes his gloves and fetches 4 balls. He spreads the chocolate mixture across all 4, including his poor truffles. But he decides to make 2 people very happy instead of 4 so happy. And flattens the pudding for both. Sets them aside. And again cleans his cutting board because you don't want ants. And then he fetches his immersion blender. And stumbles with opening a bag. Come on, Thomas, let's do this. He pours about half a cup of erythitrol into a container. And adds about a cup of heavy cream. It's time to blend. When the noise changes, your whipped cream is ready. Another taste test, and he approves. Back comes the pudding. He adds the whipped cream on top to both, generously of course, and tries to make it look pretty. Then, using the very chocolate powder that failed, he sprinkles it across the top with a spoon. This is to attract the female, which is nowhere to be found. But that is how you make low-carb chocolate pudding with avocados. Until next time, eat well.